Alright, we're doing another market update. It is February 17th. Another volatile day in the market. S&P 500 down 2%. Triple Qs down 3. Looks like we're heading to test those lows of that reversal day on January 24th. Will we test it tomorrow, or is the market going to bounce? I think we're going to head down, but unless there's some news that comes out, seems like everybody's attention is concentrating on Russia, Ukraine. But I don't know if anybody's going to want to be buying on a Friday with the weekend, with the geopolitical risk, all the news that's in the headlines. It almost seems like we want Russia to invade Ukraine. It's almost like that's the excuse. I'm always thinking, what bullshit story they're going to try to sell next. It's almost like they want, meaning our U.S. government wants Russia to invade Ukraine, so that when prices get out of control, they have a boogeyman to point the finger at. See, that's why inflation's so high, because of Russia. Now energy prices are going through the roof. It had nothing to do with us printing money, bringing all this yayo to the market. It's not us, it's Russia. But I don't know if Russia's going to invade or not. We've been hearing the any day story for the last month. Any day, Russia's going to invade. Any day now. The market's going to bounce up any day. Don't look at the market declining. Buy the dip. It's going to go up any day now. Well, I don't know if it's going to go up any day. It keeps going lower. But are there any clues that can tell us where the market's going? Let's take a look at Miss Cathie Woods stocks. So this is a list of Cathie Woods stocks. Of course, number one, Tesla. I think she has over $1 billion in Tesla. Number two is Teladoc. Teladoc still hasn't broken out to new lows, but still looking bearish. Zoom, here we go. Zoom has broken to new lows. So we're going to start seeing stocks breaking that low, which could be an indication that the triple Qs are going to, at the minimum, go retest that low of January 24th. If not, break through it. So Roku. So Roku is, this list is old. She's always buying and selling stocks. Roku right now is her number 3 position, not number 4 like I have on this list. I think Roku and Zoom is currently switched around. So Roku's her number 3 position. She has $800 million in Roku right now. And after hours, the stock earnings came out and the outlook wasn't favorable. The stock is down 30% right now. I'm short this stock. I closed half my position. Like I always say, when the market gives you a gift, you need to take the gift. Don't expect more. Even though in the environment we've been lately, it's almost like I've been selling too soon. Like I was short Facebook before the crash, and I closed out my position. Let's switch over to Facebook. I was short Facebook. It crashed on February 3rd, and I closed my position. My rationale was one of these big market cap stocks, one of the mega caps, the big boys, that there was going to be a lot of dip buyers coming in, and that we were going to have at least a short-term rally. Well, it just kept declining. So I still made a massive profit on it, but I left the trade too early. But I've been doing that with a lot of them, because most of the time when you get a massive gap down like this, you'll get a short-term rally up. But it just seems the environment we're in is so bearish that we're getting these gap downs and they're turning into breakaway gaps, and they just keep going down. So, I mean, I can show you a few charts. Here, big gap down, and it just kept going down. I mean, we've talked about Peloton in the past. Over here, big gap down, and it just bled out, just kept going. Zillow, big gap down, sort of a rally, but the trend was lower. What else? What else had a breakdown? There's a few stocks right now. I can't. Oh, DocuSign. We can do DocuSign. Same thing. Breakdown, bleed out. And Netflix recently, another big cap, one of the FANG stocks. Breakdown. It did have a rally on news that Bill Ackman took a big position in Netflix, and it did rally up. It's coming back down. An encouraging sign is that it is coming down on lower volume, not showing a lot of selling pressure. So maybe the Bill Ackman news will bring some dip buyers into Netflix. I wouldn't be buying Netflix myself, but looking at the chart, the positive news on it is that it is declining on lower volume recently. Back to the Cathie Woods. So Roku, the stock's down like 30% right now. So 30% of her $800 million position is gone. Like, her stocks are being destroyed. Coinbase looks like it's going to come down, breaking out of the bear flag. I don't have the bear flag drawn on it. Unity Software also breaking down out of a bear flag. Spotify hasn't broken out to new lows, but looks like it's going to break down also. Same pattern on all these stocks. Bear flag breaking down. Twilio, new low. So we have another stock making a new low. Square heading down. Will the low hold, or is it going to break to a new low? Shopify being destroyed. Down 16% yesterday and down another 11% today. That is more than 25% in 2 days. Shopify is breaking to new lows on high volume. I was short Shopify. I made some profit on it. Unfortunately, I wasn't in it for this breakdown. But another stock making a new low. Beam, CRISPR, Palantir making a new low, breaking down on high volume. DraftKings breaking out of a bear flag. Is it going to go to new lows? Twitter, same thing. Fate Therapeutics making a new low. Not much volume on this, but nonetheless making a new low. Robinhood, 10x Genomics, huge volume on this. I don't know if this is news related. I don't know if they had earnings. Seems like a lot of the earnings, if you meet expectations, you're going to get a pop-up, but a lot of the pop-ups aren't lasting. You'll get a pop-up, and then people are fading the rip, and it ends up coming down. In this case, it gapped down, and it ended up closing higher. If you're looking for some positive out of the stock, that's a good thing that it closed higher after gapping down, but it was still down 14%. Invitae coming down, hasn't broken to new lows yet, but it is coming down with increase in volume. So maybe what I wanted to show on these stocks was these stocks breaking down with higher volume, breaking their January lows could be a signal. Kind of, you can use Cathie Woods stock as a risk on or risk off. Right now, it looks like it's a risk off. We're in a risk off environment. Her stocks are just being blown up. In fact, I'm not even sure if there's not a negative feedback loop happening. You could call it like a bear raid, like so many people shorting her stocks that are causing it to drop, which is making people withdraw money from her funds. Imagine being in her fund and just watching. Let's go to her fund right now. Imagine being in this fund where she's almost lost all of the gains that she's made. All of the gains that she's made from the pandemic, she's pretty much losing all of those gains. And I'm pretty sure most of the people bought on the top, because that's what happens at manias. I mean, just look at the volume. While it was running up over here, there wasn't that much volume, and look at all the volume that came. More volume came here at the end. The public got sucked in into buying her fund because she was the next. She was a genius. She was the next rock star, and stocks only go up. They never go down. Buy the dip. Well, here you go. Here's your dip. It's dipping. Her fund is dipping right into the toilet. And I'm not saying it can't come back. It can, but man, holding this fund, if you got into let's say you got anywhere above 130, you've lost half your money already. It's at 68, and it looks like it's heading lower. So what I'm saying is, if this hedge funds, Michael Burry came out and said this was back when her stock was making all-time highs. Michael Burry from the movie The Big Short said he's shorting everything that Cathie Woods owns. He said, I'm shorting Tesla and I'm shorting everything she owns. And other hedge funds could be using that same tactic and shorting her stocks, which can cause a negative feedback loop. Because if people start withdrawing funds from her stock, then she has to sell the stocks that are in her fund, which encourages more people to short her stocks. So the same way as from the pandemic lows, her stock was just going up and up. There was a positive feedback loop. People were talking about, oh, Cathie Woods is a genius. You need to get into this. So people are buying it. When people put money into her funds, she has to go into the market and buy more Tesla and buy more Teladoc and buy more Roku, whatever it was she was buying at the time. So if the opposite is happening now, if people are withdrawing money from her funds, she may be having to sell the stocks. She may have to be selling Tesla. She might be having to sell Teladoc or other stocks in her position. So what could be happening right now is a negative feedback loop with Cathie Wood stocks. So if you're short, it's a good thing. Like I think her funds are going to take a hit tomorrow, seeing Roku be in her number 3 position, and it's down 30% right now in the aftermarket. Unless the market turns around by morning, it looks like her fund's going to be breaking new lows. But we'll see. So maybe that's a clue that we are going to be, at the very least, we're going down on the triple Qs to retest that low. I'll show you C Limited. C Limited is another one that I think broke out of its bear flag, but it hasn't made new lows yet. But just the last video that I made showing you my list of shorts, just take a look at them and you can see a lot of them are breaking down. And then on the flip side, the commodities keep going up. Gold keeps going up. Gold broke up today, 1.5%. Silver looks like it's going to follow. And yeah, a lot of the gold stocks, I'll probably do a video highlighting some sectors, which are probably going to highlight the precious metal sector. I'm thinking highlight the housing and maybe some shipping stocks. But here's an ETF that buys. This ETF buys a basket of gold miners. Also seems to be breaking out. I don't have the trend line drawn in, but we're getting close. It's getting close to follow gold. So if you bought commodities, my long-term portfolio was up today on a day that the market had somewhat of a bloodbath. My portfolio was up 0.5%. It's nothing to brag about, but when the market's down 2 to 3%, very volatile, and you're able to have a flat day or a positive day, it's a win. And then my short-term account that I'm short, the account is just did good today. Let's just put it at that. It was up 5% today. So on a day that the market was down, the triple Qs were down 3%. My portfolio was up 5%. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. It's going to be another volatile day. Keep an eye on. So let's go to the triple Qs. If for some reason we gap down tomorrow, if we have a huge gap, look out for another reversal day. So like on January 24th, now the day's over, the trading day's over, and we see that it was a huge reversal day and it ended up closing up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that tomorrow. See like a big move down. You'll sense a lot of panic going on in the market, and maybe around 1, 2 o'clock, we may get a rally in the market. Who knows? This is all short-term analysis. Don't put too much weight into it. But it wouldn't surprise me if we break that low and then maybe rally up to try to have a reversal day. But to me, the long-term trend is down for now, and inflation's running hot. It has nothing to do with Russia or Ukraine. It has to do with the Federal Reserve and all the money printing they did. The Russian-Ukraine conflict can accelerate the inflation trend, especially in the energy sector. It can accelerate it even more, but that's not the reason why we're having inflation problems. It has nothing to do with that conflict. So the longer term trend is, for me, in my opinion, is down. So, and I just wanted to highlight some of the Cathie Woods stocks that are being destroyed, and there could be a negative feedback loop happening, and seeing some of the stocks on her list break to new lows, and seeing the other stocks breaking out of bear flags. It seems inevitable we're going to, at the very least, retest that low. Retest that low in January. If not, break to new lows and have another leg down on the market. So, just an update, and until the next video.